Hi, good morning. I'm doing very well. How are you? Hi. Hi, Veera. Hi, Vijay. How are you? Vijay, can you? I have sent you an invite. Can you join? Hi, Team Miles Ahead. Hi, Renu. Hi, Hector Nutrition. Hi. Hello, Panda. Indian Mountaineering. Hello. Hello, Sangeethan. Hi. Hi, Vijay. How are you?
Hey, hi Aditi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Hey,
So for a
Anshul.
change, I'm not on the Fast&Up side, so I'm joining as a guest.
Yes, and for a change, for me, it is the first time going live. So, yes, and that too from Fast Enough handles. So, it feels good.
Hey, good, good, good.
So, how
So
was Diwali, Vijay? How are you doing post Diwali?
the Diwali was good. I think 2020 was always a tough year for everyone, and so the second half of the year we had a lot of festivals which came up, and I think generally people have been very responsible, still enjoying quite a bit. So that's been a good new Diwali time for us in 2020.
So, just for our listeners, Fast Enough has been kind to you allow me to use their handle. Otherwise, I am Aditi Pandya. I'm a marathoner and a content writer and a podcast host. And Vijayraghavan, he's the CEO of Fast Enough India, and we have some interesting conversations today. And he's planning to unveil one of its events coming next month. So how was Diwali, Vijay? How do you celebrate with lights or crackers? How has it been? Did you travel anywhere?
Yeah, in fact, well, it was a little bit of a subdued Diwali where crackers were minimal, but I also felt that people really reached out to each other, wished everyone. So, which was a welcome change. Not that it was not happening before, but it was more meaningful this year because we have all been away from each other, not seen each other. So, those wishes were really meaningful. In fact, I had to drive down to Trivandrum the next day after Diwali to drop my parents. So for me, it was also a long drive, a 12-hour drive, which took me through Tamil Nadu and then Kerala and then came back in 4 days. So I took a break from running for almost a week. And in fact, I started back to get into running a couple of days back.
So are you following the Diwali shred sessions? I'm keeping a tab on that, and they are very interesting.
Yeah, it's been a lot of lively sessions coming up from some of the top nutritionists, top sports people in the country who have been associated with Fast and Up. And I think in the last couple of months, sports has really taken a lot of positive swing with a lot of events happening, sports getting back. We have the IPL which took place, ISL which started. So I think from Fast and Up, we have always wanted to, or we have always been associated with sports, and we got this mix happening with the Diwali shred, where I should say that the participation has been quite immense from all the people who have been associated with us.
Okay. Yeah. So I find that FastNub has been very innovative with respect to marketing also, and all kudos to your marketing team who have been working throughout. This festive season. So, yeah.
Thank you.
And So, Vijay, I also wanted. So, let's come to the whole festival event that is going to happen soon. So, if you can give a little idea about what is festival and just talk to us about the thought around it, it'll be great.
Well, Aditi, thanks for this. So festival is a very novel concept that we have come up with. So Fast&Up has always been into nutrition and for the betterment of the people through nutrition and to help them lead an active life. And it was just coincidental that we got a lot more involved in running the last 5 years. So we have always been in the forefront of a lot of running activities across the country, be it some of the major events which is happening right now. We have always been associated with it. But 2020 has been a little bit of a tricky year for everyone, including Fast&Up. And for us, there were basically two things that we were thinking about. One is as a concept, running is still a little bit more about the full marathons, the half marathons, and the competitive guys who see those long distance runs as the key to, succeeding in running. So we have always toyed with the idea: how do we take running to the masses, right? And if you look at it, all of us, you, me, we would all started with running through those miles and 5Ks and the 10Ks. But unfortunately, in India, you don't have as many 5K runs as one would like to have. If you compare it to countries like US, Europe, etc., right, where you have a lot of park runs which is happening. People compete over a 5K, the mile, every other week or every other fortnight. So what we did was try to see if we can popularize 5K at two levels, right? One was more to get more new people into running who have always been wanting to run. And I think during the COVID, what has happened is there are a lot of newcomers, newbies who have started to run, right?
Yeah.
Who have been initiated into running. So for them,
Yeah.
a 10K or a 21K is always daunting. So we wanted to give them an opportunity to get to run and not just alone, but probably with their families. So that was the concept
Yeah.
of a 5K, more of a social kind of run. But at the same time, we also wanted a scenario where this year all the serious amateur runners have been devoid of any actual competitive running, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not been prize money events anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So we wanted to see
Yeah.
if we can get that part going. So what we have done is we have tried to get the competitive part in, and took that movement to have a competitive section where there will be prize money, there will be a competitive section for people to run 5K, yet virtual. So obviously, one at the inclusion of more runners, two have a competitive section going, and three make people active so that 2021 we have more people who are active getting into the new year.
All right. So this is excellent, Vijay, because I ran a New York marathon, which was virtual, and I mean, I keep on talking to my friends and in the running community that this year we are not going to get any medals, and I mean, whatever we are doing is for the love of running, but getting a medal and a T-shirt is always something that. As amateurs and enthusiastic runners, I look forward to. So if you can talk about our so for competitive runners, right? So is how is the plan, or is there how is how many categories are there, and just throw some light around the demographics and the competition itself, and whether they can run from anywhere, and how can they when is the actual run starting, right? So when is the event commencing?
So broadly, what we would be looking at is having a 5K event, which is going to be virtual, and people can run anywhere in India. Basically, we are looking at the metros because this is the first time that someone is trying to do a competitive virtual run. So there would be challenges, but I think at the end of the day, we believe that we are all going to be doing this for our own good and as well as the good of the running community. So we would be having a 5K run where people can clock their 5K distances through a measurable system through Garmin or some of those GPS watches, uh, and run within a window which is going to possibly start from I believe the second week of December, which will be announced more. And we will have a couple of weeks to do this run. So you could possibly do a couple of tries to register those 5K, or even a single attempt is okay. And your best attempt will be taken. There are certain rules of doing it. For example, we don't want people to run in a stadium, which makes it a little easier for people to do it. We don't want people to run from the top of, say, in Bangalore, for example, we don't want people to run from the top of Nandi Hill down to the base, right? So there are certain restrictions which we have possibly put, which will make it a fair, even playing field for anyone. But having said that, I don't think we can completely eliminate the fair playing field which comes in a normal physical race which happens, right? So that has to be,
Sure.
I mean, people have to be aware of that when they are participating in it. The good thing is we have tried to mirror what people would have got if they had participated in some of those nice races in India run by, some of the very good organizers around, like ProCam, for example, NET. You have a lot of great races happening in the country. So we just wanted to bring a little bit of a mirror into that and have categories starting. Yeah.
You are
So
back, Vijay. Yeah.
I was not sure whether the signal went off on my end or yours. So what I
Okay.
was telling was we would have a system where we have right from 18 years all the way going up to the veterans. For both men and women, we would be giving prize money, which will be good, and we'll go all the way to the top 5 spots. So I think it'll be a very nice event where the camaraderie of people participating across the top 10 cities would increase, and we would have possibly a leaderboard which states who has done what time, and
Yeah.
there will be a reasonable amount of integrity which comes into checking that what they have
Sure.
done. But you always have that 0.5% uncertainty, which I'm hoping that
Yeah.
being responsible runners, all of us will play according to the book. But it'll be interesting because I think we have had some of these events happening abroad, a few of them, but none in India.
Yeah, I think the runners who would be competing and in the competitive category are the seasoned runners or would have had like this year who were trying to debut and could not. So it will be a great opportunity for them to actually check their a 5K time trial. 5K is a time trial, or maybe I'll also say that 10K in a marathon spectrum is now just a time trial, right? It's you run and every second will make a difference. So that is there. Um, Also, for people who are going to run for the first time, right? Like, who are just struggling. I mean, who are just in, the first time, these non-competitive. What is it? If you can give a little brief about, if you can give a texture around what is it in for them, and what can what are their takeaways?
So the competitive side of the story would have prize money and a little bit more serious nature of competition out there. There will be a
Sure.
small nominal entry fee for that, just to make sure that we have the seriousness out there for the runners to be there, and also to make sure that we have the operational side covered. But for the masses, which I think would be the more important of of this event, the festival, would be people who want to just debut their 5K, the family, or who want to do their 5K, get some kind of benchmark recognition or whatever. So we would have a system where they can register for free. So there is no entry fee involved there. They can register for free, and they have to go through the same process, but we would not be so conscious of whether they are uploading it in the right way, or whether they are going through the Strava, because there are some steps involved when it comes to competitive running. But for a non-competitive runner, the steps will still be the same, but we are not going to be as strict, because there are going to be lot more newcomers out there, right?
Sure.
So after having registered through the normal process, they have to do their 5K. They have, I mean, I hope they feel happy about it, because there are a lot of people feel really happy after doing that 5K, right? And from Fast&Up, we would also want to take this journey forward and also send them some nice goodies and vouchers, so that they really feel that there's a sense of appreciation for the effort that they have done.
Oh, that is interesting. So, will there be any kind of certificate involved, or is there any certificates for people who are participating, so that they know that they were part of this contest?
So, I mean, good question. I think we do have certificates given out, apart
Sure.
from
We will
so,
wait for Vijay to resume the connection. Vijay, I think there is some internet connectivity issue from your end, but
I
that
should
should be
probably
fine.
change the internet service provider, maybe. But
All right.
are you able to hear me now?
Yes, I was able to hear
So
you back then also. Yeah.
okay, so we were talking about the
Certification.
certificate. Yes, there would be a certificate, but what we have tried to be away from is get into too many operational hassles like a medal, or couriering it, etc. Because I think we don't want uh, to have an event which is normally the traditional way of having an event, right? We want to have it in a little innovative way. So to that extent, we are more concentrating on getting more people to run, rather than concentrating on the logistics of providing medals, or because anyway, I think 2021 you will have a lot more physical events happening. So there will possibly be a hybrid model which comes into play.
So Vijay, one more question leading to this is that next month you are going to do this festival which gets kickstarted. How does this grow? Will this be a quarterly event, or monthly, or half yearly? How does this scale?
So I think good question, I see. But for us, it's more of a start, innovative opportunity, because our core is more into nutrition, making India more active. through our innovative nutrition products. So that will remain our core at the end of the day. But we would always be available and partner with people. I would have to mention that even this event would not have been possible without Geeks on Feet, who have really stepped up, and thanks to you and Arvind on that, to get this
Thank,
event going. So
thank,
for us, we would possibly be a catalyst in spaces where we see there is an opportunity to help the running community, right? We have some wonderful marquee events already happening in the country. So we are not, we don't think they are doing a great job out there, right? So for us,
of course.
it's more of whether we can look at something different, like a 5K has been different. Maybe can we do something around smaller distances? Can we make it more frequent? So those are concepts that we will keep going to the drawing board. But I can definitely say that this may not be the end of the process. The process will continue, but which way, which form will all depend also on the first event that we are doing, which is the festival 5K 2020.
So basically, it is a good way to start the new year and bid a goodbye to the year gone by. 2020, as I say, has been very unique to all of us in various ways. And coming December, we all start planning the next year. So and fitness has always been something that we all have tried to improve ourselves, and fitness itself is getting redefined over a period of time. So this is a unique event, and I hope it goes a long way. Um, I think if I have missed out, and if you can tell, okay, one more question is this the details of this are available on the website of Fast&Up, or where can they go and check more details with respect to rules and registrations?
So what the process we will follow is that obviously we will be available on fastandup.in. We will have a tab which will help you register the process, register for the event, understand the rules a little bit. You could also call into our call center and understand a little bit about what the event is. If you have any doubts, especially on the competitive section, for example, we would also have reach out into the community through our social media channels, which will keep going, and I think it's going to always be an engagement kind of situation. We also are well entrenched with most of the running groups in the country. So we would reach out to the running groups, send them invites, and tell them what this is about. And I'm sure it will be a very interesting thing. So it will be a two-way process. But I think we have that window of 2 weeks for us to know more about the event, get to know, get all the clarifications sorted, and then just prepare for the event. We are also doing some of the informative sessions that you have been part of, or you will be part of. We
Sure.
have Tarun Valecha, who is one of our athletes, who is spearheading a 5K coach program for newbies who want to take up running 5K. So just to let you know, people think marathons and ultra marathons is difficult, right? But I think for people who have run 5K, it's much more difficult than a long ultra running. I mean, there are two different forms, but 5K is really very, very intense. And there is a really different technique to running a 5K. So I'm hoping that a lot of people will discover their unknown side when they run a 5K soon.
So Vijay, are you planning to run the 5K?
So I have actually plotted my. Yeah, go ahead.
And is it going to be the competitive side or the non-competitive side for yourself?
So I saw one question somebody had asked, what are the category prices? So I think
Yeah.
there's an element of price money which will be announced on the website, but we have made sure that there is a category which is there for every 5-year span,
Bracket.
and also both bracket and both for men and women, which
Yes.
basically mirrors what one would have expected in a normal physical event. right?
Yeah.
Coming back to me, so I have actually never been a great 5K or 10K runner because it's too intense for me. I always enjoyed
Okay.
running a full marathon, but I have actually done a few time trials of 5K during the COVID period because there were
Huh.
hardly any full marathons involved. So for me,
Yeah.
this event would really be one more nice event, possibly to benchmark myself against some of the nice people who are running across the country, and I
Sure.
would be giving it a full go.
Okay. Will it be in the competitive or the non-competitive category for you?
So I'm planning to be on the competitive side
Oh,
for sure.
great. All right. All right. So, so just for our listeners and viewers, has the registration site gone live? And can they go after this session to the website and see and start registering?
So I think it will get live by Wednesday. I mean, there will be a beta session which will be done, but I think by Wednesday people can start registering even before that. But
All
I think by Wednesday for sure, once we get on to the process. So I think all those details will be published once we have the announcement which has been done and the social media gets active.
Marketing is on their toes. I mean, I feel your marketing is really, really innovative. And I wish Fast&Up a very, very successful 2021 as well. Your run has been very great. So I have got all the details required for this month. If you want to, if you think I have missed out on anything, please go ahead and uh, share it with our viewers.
So while I also speak about it a little bit, if there are any questions that you can come across, we can probably answer that. But but
Sure.
yeah, but
I mean, it is a lot of things are that it's 5K is a great way to start. There is the one which was there was on prize money, which you have already addressed,
sure.
and people really want to know how can they become your brand ambassadors,
Yeah, that's
and which is a good routine.
so so maybe before I quickly get on to the uh, other part, I think there's a question also on can we participate represent in our run groups? Yes, for sure,
Yes,
you can do that.
yes.
I think we really want the running groups to be involved because normally we all get excited about going to a Chennai, going to a Delhi, going to a Mumbai, or running the Bangalore Marathon. But I think this will be a nice way, very small, nice way to get the 5K going. Especially, you don't need a long, big distance for doing a 5K. All you need is possibly a 2.5K stretch and back. So it can be well controlled. It can be well organized. I would actually urge a lot of the running groups to, get going and support their team, their runners to do the 5K, and that is how this becomes a success, right? So we would really want urge the running groups to get together for this and help the process. So that's one message that I would wish to give. Going back, yeah, there would be leaderboards also. I think these are all things which are we are trying to do for the first time in India. So there will be challenges. We would learn as we go along, but I think we have a fantastic team out here, and I'm sure the running community has been a lot more empathizing, sympathetic to 2020, and I think they have welcomed a lot of innovation which is happening in running these days. So I'm sure they will be helping us with the process. Uh, so the last two questions uh, on becoming brand ambassadors. Yes, there is a system that we follow to have a brand ambassador process. You can put in a mail to info@aeronutrix.com, and there is an athlete management team which looks at it and will reply to you. In terms of protein, yeah, I mean, the jury is out. You have a lot of articles out there saying why protein, what protein to take. From a fastener perspective, we have a nice plant protein available, which is available on the website, so one could try that. So that is what I would like to say for the moment, Aditi.
Okay. So thank you, Vijay, and all the best for this new event. I hope this event continues and grows.
And also,
I'll see you on the other.
are you going to compete?
I'm thinking whether should I be on the competitive or the non-competitive side, but I will be. I will be
Okay,
registering.
cool, great. So see you on the leaderboards.
Sure. See you.
Okay,
Bye bye.
bye bye
And
bye bye. Thank you.
thank you to the listeners. Bye.